Good day everyone. This video is actually an instruction video for a real basic loom that's going to go into a Plymouth. It's got a carburetor, so this is just the basics, gets the engine running. So it's mainly directed at my customer, who's also a mate. But hey, it's a good example of some of the work that can be done. So when you fit this up, Ollie, there's your fuse for the alternator. Put a 100 amp fuse in it. Make sure the nuts are done up tight. This will come up to the back of the engine. Then we've got this plug, so you can either mount it through the firewall up in here, but there was that hole over here that it could use. So I've got a bit of length, and there's the flange plug for it. Put it on the right way. So there's the wedge and the terminals that go with that plug later on. Coming forward on the engine, you'll find the water temp sensor pops out here. And with the 6-pin plug, there's a plug for that. Earth onto the front of the head. And then this one will run down, that's your fan wiring. So in this one, oh, we should do colours, eh? So there's a brown wire and a blue wire for the water temp. And they're beside each other in here, brown and blue, water temp and the earth. The fan wiring, so we've got two big reds. The two big reds that are together. Two big blacks are in that earth, go to the head, and then we've got a white and a grey for your fan switch if you're going to use it. Here's your alternator, single terminal, nice and simple, that's pretty straightforward. Going off at the back of the engine, we've got this 3 wires, so we've got a purple for a signal, an orange if you're going to run a 5-volt type sensor, and a brown for an earth. Again, they're located in this plug together. Purple, brown and orange. So that's oil pressure. Distributor, there's a 3-pin plug to go on that. And I've matched the colours from the factory diagram for you. So the negative to the distributor up here is green, and I thought it was really good until I put the black covering on it. But it's the shorter of the two, but I put a red cover on the positive for the coil. There's the 2 to the ballast resistor. Doesn't matter around which way around they go. They're the red. So one of them comes from the single red on this 12-pin plug, and the green one of course is your negative, which is going to be your tacho. And then brown for the earth. So that matches that other plug. That's nice and simple. And then coil wires, nice and simple. I got the Firewall Stud. So that goes from the outside to the inside of the cabin. And the big nut screws up tight. 2-pin flange. There it is. There's your 2-pin flange for your start trigger. So wherever that goes, I haven't shrunk this yet, just until you get it set in place. We can shrink it up, and if necessary, I can shorten this wire here. And then this stuff, so that'll handle 600 degrees constant, so no problems being under that manifold, under that exhaust. It's got a bit of clearance anyway. And then down to the starter motor. So starter and the start trigger. So once you've sized that up, I'll shrink that for you. So there you go. That shouldn't be too much for you to fit. And you can continue with that job. Catch you later.